Hi farmers and greetings. My name is Nguvu and I would love to welcome you to the Roots of Success sweet potato cultivation and production training. I will be walking you through the basics and the technical aspects of sweet potato production. Once again, I would love to reintroduce our business enterprise and what we do. We are Nguvu Investments Limited. We are principally a propagator, multiplier, and distributor of high-quality, disease-free, pest-free, and virus-free sweet potato planting material. In addition to that, we also offer consultancy, farmer education, and training services. This is why we are here. We are being trained on how to produce a top-quality, high, easy-to-sell sweet potato crop. Now, to begin with, I am going to begin by introducing sweet potato as a crop. I am very much aware that many of us we know sweet potato, also known as candolo, from childhood. But what is it? Many people they get confused when they hear sweet potato is a root crop. And by being a root crop, the only other crop we can think of that is similar to sweet potato is the Irish potato. However, despite the two sharing a similar name, sweet potato and Irish potato, the two are not related. So it is very important from the word go to understand that there is a very big difference between Irish potatoes and sweet potatoes, and there is absolutely no relationship between the two whatsoever. Where do sweet potatoes originate from? Contrary to popular belief, we think they are native to Africa. History, scientific evidence also points to the fact that sweet potato is not an African crop by origin. The evidence available indicates that it was originally a crop that was thriving in Southern America, around Peru, somewhere around those parts. Probably introduced to Africa around the 16th or 17th century through Mozambique, through Angola, and through the coastal areas. Although it is a tropical root, it is not a tuber, making it not related to the Irish potato at all. I also want to emphasize on the importance of sweet potato in this world. Globally, that means the whole world. Sweet potato is considered as the seventh most consumed food crop. That tells a lot about why sweet potato must be grown. If you're looking at a population of billions of people and sweet potato ranking 7 among what those billions of people are consuming, well then I think it's a crop that we should definitely take seriously. Meanwhile, here in Africa, sweet potato is ranked third most consumed food crop. It actually provides more starch per hectare than cassava or rice, so it has enormous potential. Ironically, 95% of sweet potato that is grown in the world is grown in very poor countries, ironically. Now, I wanted to also just emphasize on the types of sweet potato that are available. I know that when we talk about types of sweet potato, to some people it may seem to be a new topic altogether. But think of it in this way. The way we have perhaps red onion and white onion, both of them being onion, but just different types, is the way we have different types of sweet potato. Imagine maize. We have yellow maize, we have orange maize, we have white maize, but they're all just maize. You see, that's how sweet potato is as well. The only difference is that number one, the nutrient levels differ. Those candolos or those sweet potatoes that have colors like orange or purple on the inside have got a certain higher percentage of certain nutrients like vitamin A or antioxidants, name it. Another distinguishing factor between the types of sweet potato is also the maturity period. Some sweet potatoes will be harvested as early as 90 days after planting, while others will take 120 days, some even go up to 150 days, depending on the type. Lastly, what also determines the type of sweet potato is the yield potential. Some varieties, like the local ones, will give you maybe up to 10, 12 tons per hectare, while the improved varieties will give you about 35 to 40 tons per hectare. So it's very important as a farmer to know that there are different types of sweet potato that are grown in different parts of the country and will obviously yield or give you different yield potential based on the type that you have grown. Um, I wanted to also bring in the aspect of crop production here in Zambia. When you look at Zambia, we are a land-linked country with so much arable land. We have the labor, we have the expertise, we have the good climate, the weather is on our side. But if you look at the sweet potato sector, it is stagnated. It is not growing. It is actually regressing, meaning it is going backwards. Now, I want you to think about some of the reasons that could be hurting the sweet potato sector or stagnating this sector. I think personally, the number one, the number one reason that is stagnating the Zambian sweet potato sector is the lack of access to high quality, disease free planting material. When you're buying Mishimba Shakandoro, it is very important to have them verified or to have them traceable because many times you find that people are buying seeds or getting seeds for free from other friends and farmers without knowing that those seeds are carriers of viruses or are carrying pests or eggs of pests. They only get to realize once they have transplanted that problem from the source to their field. So access to high quality vines is very important. As farmers, you must understand what you put into your field, the source of your seed ultimately will determine the expectation of your yield. So this is my number one reason as Andrew Nguvu that I believe is stagnating the sector. And as a business, how have we addressed this problem? We have committed and dedicated ourselves to producing high quality sweet potato vines so that we make it easy for farmers and convenient for farmers to rely on us for the quality seed, unlike having to beat yourself up trying to figure out whether the seed you have bought is reliable or not. Another reason I can say is stagnating the sweet potato sector. Well, this is more likely to do with lack of technical skills. Many people that are growing candolo, they are growing candolo using traditional and cultural methods, which have been obviously passed down to them by parents, by grandparents, by relatives. Yes, in as much as tradition and culture must be upheld, we also have to understand that we live in a very fast changing period of time and we need updated and innovative technological information if we are to address the challenges that come about due to food insecurity. Obviously, we cannot rely on the olden ways to simply produce food for us in the new times. We can obviously rely on them but also augment them with new and improved techniques. For example, you will find that many Zambian farmers they do not know that sweet potato must be grown and fed. And when I say fed, I'm talking about compost, manure, or fertilizer. So many of them they will just traditionally grow sweet potato and look the other way. When it's harvesting time, they find that they are harvesting very small, unattractive, poorly developed tubers or roots. So it's very important to update ourselves with technical information. And as a business, how are we addressing this problem? Once again, this is why you are watching me and I'm speaking to you. This is me bridging the gap between you and myself by giving you technical information that I feel you deserve to know in order to improve your yield potential. Another reason that I can say is also stagnating this sector, the candolo sector in Zambia, is that farmers are lacking access to high yielding varieties. Remember, I did mention that as farmers, when growing sweet potato, we must understand that some varieties will give us at least 10 to 12 tons per hectare, while some other improved varieties will give us as much as 35 to 40 tons per hectare. This is not a coincidence. This is by design. As a farmer, as a business person, what are you obviously going to choose to grow? You're going to go for something that is high yielding. Why? Because you want to make more money. At the end of it all, you have to understand the local varieties, in as much as they are local and indigenous, they are not always good for growing for business. You need to also improve on your growing capacity. I'll give you an example of tomato. There are many farmers who grow heirloom strains, tengeru strains, these low yielding strains. But there are also many more farmers who are growing hybrids. It does not mean that the crop is a GMO, not at all. It has just simply been improved so that the farmer can get more profit and the community can get more food security. Another stagnating reason also that is affecting the sweet potato sector is that farmers are lacking exposure to value addition. We normally think sweet potato is just for cooking, boiling, eating, but we are lacking the wisdom and knowledge to say we can make flour from sweet potato. We can bake cakes, we can make samosas, we can bake scones, we can make bread, we can make so many different food products from sweet potato. We can even make feed for our chickens from sweet potato. We can make feed for our goats, our cattle, our sheep, our pigs. This crop has got limitless potential. We have obviously addressed the problems and the solutions that Nguvu Zaibatsu is bringing to the table. Now, how else can government come in on board to help the sweet potato sector thrive and grow? Number one, I think government can help create a market for sweet potato in order to encourage more farmers to grow sweet potato. Like I said, if we can engage in value addition, turning sweet potato into feed for chickens, into feed for animals, then definitely government through institutions like FRIM can start buying sweet potato from farmers on the market and then adding value to make feed for chickens and goats and animals. So this is one way that government can also, um, make it easier for the sweet potato sector to grow. We are also looking at government coming in on board by empowering research stations such as ZARI, for example. ZARI can be in charge of propagating and multiplying high-yielding varieties for Zambian farmers. It is also important to note that other steps can be taken by government to make the sweet potato sector to be able to grow. Number one, they can also include sweet potato on the list of beneficiaries for FISIP, which is Farmer Input Support Program. Farmers can also get the choice if they want to grow maize, soybeans, or sweet potato. Government can also engage value addition and value-adding enterprises to be able to come on board to help take up or soak up most of the local sweet potato. In addition to that, government can facilitate for exports, which definitely are much more needed when we have a surplus. Now, let me go on a short break and I give you a recap of what I've been talking about. At the end of this small session, I'm also going to upload a link to a small but very brief kind of question and answer paper that you must fill in. I want to know whether you are following what we are discussing or I need to go back and rediscuss things. Let's go on a short break.